Hello intertubers and welcome to another episode of How to Play Frontier. And you may notice I have a new toy in the bottom right. That's a heart monitor, so hopefully we'll see if my heart reacts when I have to take this ship into combat, because that's what I'm about to do. I'm about to travel to the Empire, which is all the way down here. It's going to take several jumps through many systems which are, unlike Barnard Star and Sol, not safe. So I'm going to need some equipment. As far as I'm concerned, the absolute minimum is 5 megawatt laser. The only smaller laser is the 1 megawatt, and I think that thing is just pathetic. And a radar mapper. The radar mapper lets you collect bounties on the people you kill, if they are bad guys, which most of them will be, because they would be attacking me after all. I'm also going to skip Ross 154 and go straight to Arcturus. The reason for that is I'd have to buy atmospheric shielding to land at Ross 154, and I'd rather just use the space on an extra ton of fuel. So, without further nonsense, let's go. Now, I would normally just jump again, but I'm going to wait a while just to see if anyone attacks me. Okay, let's talk about combat. It's fairly simple. Point your ship at the other guy's ship and fire the weapon. Also, since I have a radar mapper, I can click on an enemy ship and find something out about him. In this case, I found out it's a Hawk airfighter with a Class 1 military drive. So the Hawk airfighter is a very, very sad ship. It's probably suffering from a bug. Its cargo space is absolutely pitiful, even less than you'd expect from a ship of this size. And the result of that is it can't ever spawn with a laser on it, which means it's target practice. I mean, this has to be a bug. Although one annoying thing about the air fighters is they're small, so they're hard to shoot. But I got him. Also, enemies tend to attack in packs of 3. Don't ask me why, they just do. Ah, this guy has a bounty. If I kill him, I get 200 credits. You don't actually have to click on them to check to get the bounty, it's automatic. You do have to kill them, and this is giving me some trouble. I really should have got him that time. You know, if I wasn't a complete cheapskate, I would have bought a scanner, which would at least tell me where the enemy is. I have to turn the ship to look for them. So, anyone else? No, that would appear to be it. Well, off I go to Arcturus then. So, always check the bulletin board, and always be prepared for disappointment. Yeah, nothing good. I was hoping to find a buyer for these robots, but I'll just have to sell them at about 300, maybe more, 400-ish credits of profit each. Not bad. I'm also going to refuel, even though I'm close to full. So the next port of call is 36 ovbviously. A slightly annoying system because it's ternary and civilization is here, orbiting this star 77 AU away. Ooh, interesting. So yeah, civilization is here. On this planet. And it's, yeah, 77 AU, which means it's going to take about 6 days to do this trip. So check the bulletin board, and the bulletin board is broken. This is a bug, and the way round it is to advance time, if you care enough. Advance time until midnight. When you do that, the bulletin board is regenerated. And are there any useful missions? No. Nothing I can usefully do, and no one will buy my fruit and veg. Well, I actually have three chances to sell the fruit and veg, because I am, unfortunately, travelling through 3 industrial systems in a row. I don't like doing this because there's not much to trade, but I don't have a lot of choice. One other thing. I'm not in the Federation anymore. This is an independent planet. And in the independent systems you get a slightly different selection of ships for sale. Almost all of them, with the exception of this utterly useless interplanetary shuttle, all of these are from the original Elite. And in this game, some of these ships are kind of antiquated. Like, you often find that they don't have very good acceleration for their size. Like the Adder, 18 and 8, that's not great for a ship this size. Gecko might be even worse. Gecko 16 and 9, not good. Cobra Mark III, despite being one of the biggest ships here, is actually pretty respectable. 20 main thrusters and 7, that 7 hurts, but it's okay for a ship this size. But then after that it really gets bad. Like, look at the transporter. That's a horrible clunker. 9 forwards and 4 backwards. Pitiful. Anyway, not going to buy any of these right now. So welcome to a collection of letters and numbers. This system really is a bit of a shithole. So there's a few ways to tell that. The main one is, in the economic screen, nothing's illegal. Like they can't get their shit together enough to even ban Nerf gas. Also, population, very, very low. And independent, which tends to be a bit more dangerous than the Federation planets or Imperial planets. So I'm probably getting attacked. It's not guaranteed, but it's fairly likely. Told you. Okay, so there is a slight problem, if it is a problem with this game, and that is Newtonian space combat tends to degenerate into jousting, where 2 ships will fly towards each other. fire their lasers in the very brief period when they can reasonably hit each other, then spend a long time accelerating, turning round and coming back. Not sure if that's good or bad, but you kind of have to get good at jousting. You know, I'm getting let off very... Well, I was about to say I was getting off lightly. But who's attacking me now? Another ship with a frighteningly powerful beam laser. That was a constrictor. In Elite, the constrictor was a super secret experimental military ship. In this game, it's just one of the ships you can buy. It's a pretty good one, though. And the autopilot's derping out. I mean, when that happens, the best way to fix is usually to gently go up the time scales and see which one is giving it so much trouble. And I've got another broken bulletin board. This time, the bulletin board is trying to sell me ships. So flip it over. And nothing useful. Well, I have one more chance to sell my fruit and veg at the double price. So let's try. Also, another look at these independent ships. Yeah, there's some weird stuff here. Here's a good one. Viper is an excellent ship that I hope to upgrade to at some point. It has very good, like 24 main and 10 reverse thrusters. That's almost as good as the Eagle, and yet the ship's twice the size. Then you got weird garbage like the crate. According to the manual of the original Elite, the crate was already obsolete back then, and it was hard to get parts, so I can only imagine how much of a clunker it is now. So another hyperspace. And this system is about as bad as the one I've just came from. There's actually... no, I'll just go to autopilot and see. And I'm attacked again by whatever this is. Ooh, should be treated with respect. It has a good pulse laser. Although, counter argument, it seems to be an adder. Oops. So there's actually a little trick you can do. Zoom out. Find yourself, which will be a purple blob. That's me. Try to get the purple blob at the front. Zoom in as far as you can on it. Then advance simulated time. And if there's any ships attacking you, they should split off from the purple blob. In fact, there only seems to be one yellow, which would be an asp. Yeah, this ship is slightly faster than an asp, so I probably won't get attacked immediately, but it's likely to catch up. Yeah, catch up to me when I'm slowing down. And that is an asp. this is a very dangerous opponent. He has a very powerful laser, and he is, or was, doing a decent job of showing me like the thinnest side of his ship. Like that, it's much harder to hit from the side than from the top or the bottom. And I somehow screwed up selecting a target for the autopilot. So, bulletin board. Anything good? No, 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 no. So I guess I have to sell that. So next I have another problem system. What I want to do is go to Axios. Can't make it in one jump, have to go via Sigreeth first. Just one problem here, quintuple system, which is should be taken as a warning, and if we check it out, oh, it's nasty. Like, the habitable planet is here. I mean, stuff around here, probably a bit on the, no, actually a bit on the cold side, but you know, this I guess is close enough to that star to be hot. Anyway, this star orbits at 266 AU. It's going to take way too long to travel from normal space from there to here. 12 days, I think. I think this planet was literally featured in the Geeky Interlude, and I worked it out as 12.3 days or something, which is just too long, because it only takes 7 days to hyperspace, so it's simpler and faster to just hyperspace twice. Which is what I plan to do. But it is worth checking first to see if there are any pirates. Yes, and a bounty too. So, this is one way to make money. It's not a very efficient way, really. But you can make a living as some kind of bounty hunter. And it's pretty simple. You just hyperspace into a dangerous system and wait for someone to attack you. That's an eagle fighter, same as me. And here we have a crazy person, an eagle long-range fighter with a pulse laser. I mean, who fits their ship out like that? Pulse laser is dangerous, especially the yellow one. Actually, there's one useful trick. I'll set my hyperspace target. That means I have a way to exit immediately if I get into trouble. Which hopefully I will not, but you can never be too careful. Oh, what have we got now? I don't see anyone. You know, there's really a lot of pirates here for a ship, for a visit, for a system that no one would seriously want to visit except to pass through. And that would seem to be it. So we're now back at a reasonably civilized place. So we're now in the Empire. And this is, should be reasonably safe. High population's a good sign. But this being the Empire, there's a few things to be aware of. You can make a lot of money trading slaves in the Empire if you don't mind being the bad guy. Always check the bulletin board. Yeah, you get those ads a lot. It's well worth trading slaves. Not much of note. So, some signs that we're not in the Federation or even the independent systems anymore. This is the most obvious. We can do jobs for the Imperial Navy, except that we can't right now. The other thing is a very different selection of ships available. Perhaps the most famous would be this one, the Imperial Courier. This is a very pretty ship. It's featured in the intro. It's a bit of a monster. It weighs in at 500 tons or 480, which would seem to put it into the light trader category, except that its thrusters, 16 and 6, are very respectable. That makes it handle kind of like a fighter. I mean, there's ships that handle much better that are smaller, but this is impressive considering its size, and you do get attacked by pirates flying these, and they're a real menace. Anyway, where to go next? Almost anywhere, because this is one of these weird systems that have both agriculture and industry. So it's sells computers and robots, also sells animal skins, animal meat, and live animals. So I guess there's no plant farming, but plenty of cattle ranches or something. I'll just go to this industrial planet, and it's probably best to trade luxury goods. That's the reliable option. Alternatively, you can trade animal skins and hope for a jackpot. You know what? I'll do that. I feel like living dangerously. Oh yeah, one thing I almost forgot to mention. My elite rating has improved. Starts out at harmless, it goes up to mostly harmless, and then poor. Next would be below average. We won't see anything interesting here. Pretty sure I'm still have a way too low rating to do an assassin job. Yeah. Get a higher rating. Also, I'd actually want to be paid more than that. That's pretty pitiful. Ooh. Turns out I'm going to VQuest next, and there's some guy who wants a package taken. That's a little bit high, a little bit of a high price for a package. tax reports. That I don't believe that will cause any assassins to spawn. Imperial Navy. Yeah, can't do that in time. So I'm going to the quest now. I'm going to make a tiny amount of money. Ooh, hold on just a minute. Eagle Mark III fighter. Don't need it right now, but that's a reasonable upgrade. If I'm going to spend a lot of time in the heart of the Empire, where jump distances are small. Which I might be. The quest is not a perfectly safe system. Oh boy, really? Really? Someone has sent me an assassin over taxes. And what is this? I'm afraid. Oh, it's an asp. That's, that is the smallest, like the smallest number I've ever seen on a mission that generates assassins. I kind of got robbed there. Like normally it's at least 4 figures for that kind of mission. Oh well, I get paid. No, there's no Imperial Navy mission. Oh well. I guess I sell those animal skins at some kind of profit. Alright. Next stop is Facease. Facease is the Imperial Naval Base. And the good thing about that is it tends to generate a ton of Imperial Navy missions. And I'll trade computers. Because it's a major export here, and an import here. Could also trade slaves, but the thing is, I need to spend yet another ton of my cargo space if I did that on cargo bay life support. If you don't have that and you trade slaves or animals, then they die when you launch, which is bad. Animals become animal meat, and slaves become fertilizer, probably. The manual says they sometimes become animal meat, but I think that was just flavour. Flavour was probably not a good word to use in the context of animal meat made out of human slaves. Oh well. So yeah, this is Facease, and we'll visit here a lot. It's one of the safe systems. You'll never get attacked here unless you pick a mission that makes assassins spawn. It's a very hot star, much bigger and much hotter than the Sun, and that means that the habitable planets are some distance out. Anyway, will anyone buy my computers? Nope. Could have traded slaves though. Alright. This would be a great time to upgrade my ship. So, when you upgrade a ship, you do get a part exchange value based on the ship's hull and its hyperspace drive, but nothing else. So, it's sensible to strip the ship naked before selling it. So, sell my radar mapper, my pulse laser, and my autopilot. It's also sensible, although I'm being kind of a dick here, to fill my cargo with radioactives. Because you lose your cargo when you trade a ship in, which I'm sure was supposed to hurt you, but there's also these last two cargo types, the radioactives and rubbish. They have negative value, meaning you get paid to take them away. So you can theoretically make a living as some kind of space trash man who picks up these and flies a long way away and then just dumps them. But I'm using it to scam the shipyard out of 43 hull credits. Actually, I have a choice. The only difference here is what colour I want it to be. That one's grey. That one's pink. That one's green. Oh, I'm getting the pink one. Then I put my upgrades back. Radar mapper, autopilot, 5 megawatt laser. And I have slightly more cargo space to work with. Here's the big question. So, look at all these missions, several pages of them. And now I have to worry, where do I want to go next? Alright, I think I see most missions to request here. So yeah. 1. 3rd of May, can't really do that one. 2. 3. 4. 5. 4th of May, not really possible. So that's 5 missions. Which is pretty damn good. Like, if you go to the Federation, it's pretty difficult to get even two Navy missions that you can do at once. Here, you get a lot, and the reason for that is you've got the naval base here and the capital here, and together they generate a lot of missions. At least I think that's how it works. The Federation has a naval base as well. It's just for some reason they put it all the way up here, about 20 light years north of Sol. So that's the funny thing about the Federation. It's big, but it's very diffuse. Whereas the Navy, the Empire is pretty well concentrated. Hold on, I have a phone call for some reason. Alright, so one nice thing about this new ship is that the camera is in a slightly more sensible place, which means my laser looks more like a laser and less like random garbage on my screen. Crap, he tagged me with the laser. Good job it wasn't anything more powerful. Well, he won't be doing that again. And finally, I have some luck. Bought animal skins for about 600 each, selling them for way more than that. And the Imperial Navy likes me. They promoted me to Serf, which is the lowest real rank. Oh! Yeah, I'll just let that happen. So this is of interest. 5,000 for a package? Why so much money? New federal battle weapon. Will there be any problems? Yeah, okay. That sounds like fun. So, yeah, I just picked up a load of parcel missions to Facease, including a massive one which will get me attacked. Also, let's just go full bad guy. Buy hydrogen fuel, buy cargo bay life support, and that gives me room for 4 tons of slaves. Let's see how that works out for me. Yeah, the next logical upgrade would probably be a Viper. Well, actually, the next upgrade is a better hyperspace drive, but that will have to wait a while. For the moment, I'm going to Facease. Oh, assassins here already waiting for me. That's not a huge surprise because my ship's a piece of trash. Oh, and you see that? Multiple hyperspace exit clouds. This is going to be a fun trip. Well, the constrictor's gone down anyway. Oh no! There's multiple enemies all waiting for me at once. Also, the assassin AI tends to be different from the pirate AI. They tend to keep their distance, which makes it harder to shoot them down. Also makes it a little bit harder for them to shoot me. And this guy has shields as well. One piece of good news, his laser is overheated and turned into a crappy pulse laser. Who's this? Not shooting at me, could it be an air fighter? Oh boy, assassin air fighter. Well, that's stupid. Well, not totally stupid. Maybe he has missiles. I really don't want to fly into the back of this guy. I mean, I can't see how he wins this fight. I'm going to get him eventually. Alright, and now I just sit here and collect money. Well, actually, I can check the bulletin board. Sell my slaves. Oh, I got screwed. Not really a huge deal. As long as this guy pays me, I'm happy. All right. Once again, there's a ton of missions, but I think that's enough for this episode. Next time round, I'm going to hopefully climb up the ship ladder and maybe climb up the Imperial Navy ladder as well. But that, I think, is enough for today. See ya.